Hey guys, it's Annabelle from the Free M's, and as you know, a few weeks ago I started a new playlist called Getting Paid. And welcome if you're new to the channel. I used to update the Finance Friday vlog, and that had a whole plethora of my journey and all the pitfalls and all the commiserations and all the Debbie Downers, as well as a few highs and a few enjoyable moments. So right now I'm trying to be as genuine as possible with this journey after a traumatic incident that caused post-traumatic stress disorder. So getting paid. University, it doesn't start until September. Clearing isn't till August. So until now I'm looking for part-time work or voluntary work. And by that I mean a job that benefits me on the way to the dream of getting a book deal. And I think what spurred me on and motivated me more was the open week for Darley Anderson. The dream, the epitome of literary agents that you could just wish to be signed up to, purely because Constance Briscoe and Martina Cole are fantastic authors and I enjoyed their books, and I would love to be on that sort of caliber, and I'd love to be managed and promoted by someone of that experience, such as Darley Anderson. And I learned a little bit about why I failed many moons ago with my submission. So I've come back down to earth. I used to throw caution to the wind and just fuck it and do it anyway. But now I've come back down to earth and I've realised that the job is important on the way to the dream. I've already thought of an idea that I want to write, but yet I'm not qualified yet. I do not have that degree, but it hasn't stopped me from writing because I enjoy it. When I have peace of mind and respect of solitary moments. So moving on, I've applied for the vacancy at Waterstones bookshops. I know there are a plethora of bookshops out there. There are Upteen bookshops out there in London, but it just so happened that they have vacancies across London. And I applied in particular for Notting Hill. It did not say which bookshops they were hiring for, but they seemed to be plastering the job vacancy advertisement on the windows of all their shops that I've seen around London so far, which is amazing because that is just the old school way of looking for people, right? It used to be the back of a newspaper and things like that in my day, but now it was just refreshing to see a piece of paper stuck on a window for us passers-by to see. The application process was a bit weird because what was advertised on the window and what I was told by the retailer sales assistant, or the bookseller as they call it, was completely different. So I just basically made sure I had chips on all corners, basically. So I'm positive because there are many other bookshops there. And being honest on a CV and covering letter is something new. I'm not it's just something new. I know careers advisors and job coaches say something slightly different, but my dream is to get a book deal. I want to have a job where it's relevant. I know what books I want to write, what fiction I want to write, shall I say. I know what I'm working towards. So I also inquired how to volunteer for the local library to the hotel, which I am a guest in. And that was a bit strange as well. I guess post-traumatic stress disorder kicked in and I became a bit of a frigid. So, yeah. I've left my email with the library assistant or clerk or whatever you want to call her, and I hope to receive an email of how to express an interest to volunteer for your local library. So those are the two jobs so far. Now that I've come back down to earth, and obviously working on the phones, the job application to do that failed. And then working in the sky the job application with Ryanair after the virtual interview, I didn't get a response. So I have no idea. And then you see the adverts that they're short staff and people are not getting this, that, and the other. It's really weird. It's really frustrating too. So coming back down to earth and getting a little bit more Pacific and specific. Specific and direct with what I want with my life moving forward with this annoying thing called post-traumatic stress disorder. So, as you can see, what you are viewing is me in front of a PC in a library because I don't own a PC at the moment, and I didn't really want to be in a busy shop with my netbook. So it's also a lot easier to see. I find it more comfortable to write in front of a PC than to write on a laptop sitting in bed. PCs just feel just so much better. I don't know if it's my previous employment history that has done that to me. And I tell you, it took me a while to be honest on this because back then, way back when in my younger days, I sent the same fucking CV to every employer and that was that. And I just shoot my shot at the interview. So this is completely different, being honest and staying on a path that seems relevant to me. I may have made a little mistake on the covering letter, but to my memory, it seemed to be okay. But yeah. I am not wearing my job interview clothes because I have had them dry cleaned. And I don't want to get them sweaty and creased. You're living out of bags. Sweaty and crease is all you get with your clothes, really, isn't it? And I don't have frequent access to a washing machine, so yeah. Life is hard, as you can see in my eyes. So I have no idea what to say now. It's just a case of waiting for them to send a application form of interest to volunteer, and it's just a case of waiting for Waterstone to say whether I'm successful or unsuccessful in the next stage of their recruitment process. I know, this is so weird for me. Third job application in 4.5 years. Usually it would be like 10 times more than that. But back then I had less confidence in the dream. And where life is too short, life is too short. So I'm just going for it while I can. I'm approaching 40. I've got to be happy with something. And like they say, even if you never get there, have a whole lot of fun on the way. It was a big rush at the end. I think an hour really isn't enough in a public library for job applications. I mean, sometimes they make allowances. I've been in a library before where they've allowed extra time to somebody, but I just didn't want to ask because at that time there weren't many vacancies. So what I'm going to do now, I guess, is I'll spend the next week looking at other bookshops to improve my chances of scoring a job as a sales assistant in a bookshop. So there are some positive things. I hope I'm going to have some good news for you in the future. There isn't much really I can show you at this point. Because I've said it so many times, getting paid starts with the job rather than the career and the dream. And retail is a stepping stone to a career.